Hi guys, it's your brother Supreme Leader. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell button after subscription and share the channel once again. You can always follow me on Instagram from Africa to South America and also leave your comment at the comment section. And like I always say, it's all about my favorite country, which is Brazil. Each and every single time I like to bring you guys content about Brazil and also how I am living here in Brazil as a foreigner. So in today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things I think about Brazil, about Brazil as a foreigner compared to some countries that I have been to, and also So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through some of the interesting things that even make me love Brazil more. So here in Brazil, as a foreigner, like I say, things are not difficult for me as a foreigner here, and I have been living here for the past, let me just say 12 years, and life is just fine. I cannot say there has not been hard time. So like for instance, when I got here in the beginning, it wasn't that hard, but it was a little bit difficult for me because of the language barrier. So sometimes I like to simply tell you guys, if you are thinking about relocating to Brazil or planning to come to Brazil to do any kind of thing that is going to take much of your time, I always like to advise you to try as much as you can to simply learn the language. Here in Brazil, like I say, we speak Portuguese here, and the people are very, very lovely out here in Brazil. So some of the things that really amazes me about Brazil is the food. The food. When you come to Brazil, they have variety of foods here in Brazil, okay? And not to talk about the food joint. You understand? Like talking about the food joint, when you come here, places to eat will amaze you. It will simply amaze you because they have from cheap to expensive. But most of the places you can just eat a regular food is very cheap. It's super cheap that in fact I haven't been to any country that has cheap food like here in Brazil. You understand? So for me, living here is one of the best things that has ever happened into my life, because I can tell you I have been to a whole lot of countries. Whenever you watch my videos, I always tell you guys how many countries I have visited or how many countries I have also been. So here, when it comes to food, it amazes me so much that Brazil is one of the countries that you won't have to complain about food at all. You understand? Like you wake up in the morning where you will start thinking about how to get your daily bread and stuff like that. Here in Brazil, as a foreigner, I haven't experienced any kind of this kind of thing at all. And another thing that has that always amazes me too about Brazil is how the country is well structured and also planned, because I have never expected this much from Brazil. So I simply got here, because when I was back in my country, the expectation was very low, and I never thought coming to Brazil, for example, I'll come and then see the electricity out here working out throughout the year without having to think about any light off problems or lack of energy problems. Because where I come from, we really have lack of energy problems a lot. In Ghana, we have always had this problem, and it has never been fixed. But here in Brazil, it's quite different. When you come here, for you to even think about this kind of thing is rare. You understand? You won't even have to think about it, and also you won't have any worries when going out maybe the light might be going off or something. Yeah. So it's another thing that I would say I would just give many plows to Brazil, because it's a country which has been very well structured. You know, so like very well structured, and whenever you come in as a foreigner, for you to adjust, it becomes much more easier for you to be able to adjust when you come to Brazil. And talking about buying clothes or something here, like going to like the shopping mall to buy clothes and stuff, what I have also observed here in Brazil is that uh, you can, like, it's easy, and like, yeah, it's easy for someone who lives here as a foreigner to simply just walk into a shop and buy something new. You know, like when you talk about clothes and stuff like that, where I come from, most of us simply buy second-hand used clothes. That's what we do most of the time. Where I come from, I don't know where you are coming from, but I am talking about the comparing here to where I come from. You understand? And another thing is the time they have in structuring things out here. They have a very like, they consider everything to be very important. You understand? They simply put everybody well-being in front of them. You understand? They put it on top, so that anything, like anything bad or something bad can happen to anybody. You understand? So I was really like, I'm still till date, I am still amazed about the kind of system and how they have like they have put in structures in place. Like, for example, you come to a shopping mall, there is what do you call it? There is a whole lot of things to do in a shopping mall. You understand? So it's not all about coming to the shopping mall to simply buy some clothes or maybe come for a window shop. There are a lot of interesting stuff that you can do when you come to the shopping mall too as well. There are a whole lot of things that I want to open up to you, but yes, I am yet to bring you guys. And another thing too I have observed here is getting any type of thing here is possible. You understand? Regardless of what salary you make, or regardless of where you are coming from, when you come here and as a foreigner and you live here, you can simply get whatever you plan on getting. You understand? Like, for example, renting your own place. Once you are working, you can simply rent your own place. And when you see most of these young Brazilian people, they have their own place. They are living in their own apartments and stuff like that. Most of them even have their own cars and stuff like that. And when I look at where I come from, even like I always say in most of my videos, even like owning a car in those places is a luxury. But here it's simply not a luxury. You can just plan it and then own one. And another thing is the women out here. Most of the women, like here, driving here in Brazil is a regular thing to do. You know, like something regular. It's not something that is extraordinary or something. So when you even come to Brazil, this part amazes me a lot. Like, most women drive. You understand? Like, most women, they drive here compared to where I come from. Where I come from, women drive, but it's not too common to see a common person, like a regular a lady or a regular woman driving her own car and stuff like that. I'm not saying that here, most too don't use the public transport. In fact, they love even using the public transport than owning a car, because yes, of course, when you own a car, there are a whole lot of things you have to pay. You understand? There are some small things, that bills that comes in for you to pay every month and stuff like that. But it amazes me the quantity or the amount of women who drive here in Brazil. It will shock you that most of the women even drive much more than the men. For example, in my case, when I go here, before coming here, I knew how to drive a manual car, but I've been driving automatic car for a very long time. And in my case, I really had this hard time driving manual cars, even though I knew how to drive a manual car. But when I go here, I had to, I had to make it something that is regular part of my life. And another good thing is I had the chance to polish it properly. You understand? I had a chance to polish it properly, and I will simply come back and then tell you how the whole thing, like how the way I had the chance to polish my driving skills to out here. So let me just say, basically, when you come to Brazil, your chances of becoming a better person is very, very high. You understand? Like, your chances of becoming a better person is very, very high, because it is a place or a land where they give everybody chance to to better yourself, provided you are what you say you are. You can do what you say you can. You understand? And apart from that too, there are a whole lot of interesting things for you as a foreigner, should in case you live here like the way I live here. In my case, I would say I don't see myself anywhere rather than doing a lot here. Doing a lot here, and enjoying most of my time too here, because, for example, in this country they have a lot of places where you can simply go and then have a good time. And another thing is, I love the fact that they respect nature. You understand? Like, they respect nature. So when you come here, you look at every single corner. The possibility of you seeing a tree is very high. You understand? Like, when you come here, possibility of you seeing trees around is very, very high. And it's one of the breathtaking thing about here too as well, because, like I say, in my other video, the last video that I posted, I was telling you about how dusty my country, Ghana looks and stuff like that. No, it's not that here they don't have dusty areas, but then the possibility of you coming across a dusty area here, it's slim. You understand? And in case you should come across some dusty place, which means maybe that place is a prohibited area where people have simply invaded and then putting up some structures there and stuff like that. You understand? Yeah. But in my country, Ghana, even places where places which are legal for you to even build, when you go to those communities, you cannot walk throughout the community maybe without having to think about washing your clothes when you get home. You understand? So let me just say this: it's quite lovely to live here, knowing you don't have to even experience all this kind of thing. You understand? And like I said, for sure, when you come and you live here as a foreigner, you don't have to think about so many challenges and stuff like that, because um, the what do you call it? The Brazilian people, they are very, very helpful, very supportive, and all that. And in my case, I will say I haven't had any bad experience or something. You understand? I have always had a very positive vibe with my Brazilian people. You understand? So yeah, there is a lot in store, and I have to bring you guys this these topics bit by bit, because there is a lot, and I don't want to talk about all of it in one particular video. You understand? And another thing is, when I got here, I learned how to spend a very quality time too with family and stuff like that. You understand? And my wife too is very, very supportive and stuff like. Yes. So what I can simply say is that most negative things that you see about Brazil on TV and stuff like that is really not true. It's very good for you to come and then simply find out yourself. For example, watching some videos like the kind of videos I do. And thank you so much for watching.